Minasan konnichiwa und willkommen. And today I'm going to be doing a video game review. And this particular video game I'm holding right here is Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2 for the Game Boy Advance. Now, why Super Mario World? El Mundo de Super Mario? Well, Yoshi was originally going to be in the original Super Mario Brothers, but cartridge limitations prevented that from happening. But then Shigeru Miyamoto, Satoru Iwata, and Takashi Tezuka got their wish when a more powerful system was in development, the Super Famicom, or the Super Nintendo for everyone else. And Super Mario World added a bunch of brand new features, like the ability to ride Yoshi, hence how I got my Japanese name Yoshi Tanaka. And of course the Koopalings make a return, especially my personal favorite, Ludwig van Koopa, based off one of my favorite German composers, Ludwig van Beethoven, hence how I got my German name Ludwig van Strauss, as a homage to Ludwig van Beethoven and Johann Strauss Jr. Anyway, let's start the review. Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach / Princess Toadstool were having a picnic on Dinosaur Island because they wanted to get away from the Mushroom Kingdom for a while. But then, out of nowhere, Bowser, aka King Koopa, is up to his old tricks, and Mario and Luigi have to save her again for the 4th time. And the game has a total of 96 exits to reach. Some are simpler to reach, while others you have to do specific tactics to actually get to that exit. Like, there are a couple of keyholes in which you need the key to open it in certain areas. And in other stages, basically have the flagpole to reach it. Well, technically not a flagpole per se, but it is similar to the ones in Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels, and Super Mario Brothers 3. But there weren't any in the American Super Mario Brothers 2, aka Yume Kojo, Doki Doki Panic. And Super Mario World introduces a bunch of new foes in addition to some of the more familiar ones we've seen, like the Koopa Troopas, who are now standing on 2 feet, which would be a staple in all future Mario games, including Super Mario 3D Land and Super Mario 3D World. Believe it. And some game reviewers forget to mention that you have to collect Dragon Coins in almost every level. Well, in the Game Boy Advance port, they actually ramped up the collectability of collecting every single Dragon Coin. And well, in the Super Nintendo original, you actually had to beat the Star Road and the more insane, intense levels like Tubular, Way Cool, and Awesome had you unlock the Autumn setting to actually, and some of the enemies have different changes, like Koopa Troopas having Mario heads. But in the Game Boy Advance port, the Dragon Coins you collect just basically give you a congratulations, felicitaciones. which is basically bragging rights. And collecting dragon coins is optional, but me, it's mandatory to complete the game. And I've actually beaten the game multiple times in multiple save files, which are a Mario and Luigi run, a Mario only run, and a Luigi only run. And I'd say the best character to use when playing the game is Luigi. Yep, Luigi, who had gained international fame with Luigi's Mansion. Believe it. Like I said earlier, if you actually beat the Star Road and the more intense levels in the Super Nintendo version of Super Mario World, you actually get the autumn setting. But in the Game Boy Advance port, you have to actually get all 96 exits to actually unlock the autumn setting, where some of the enemies have different looks, like Koopa Troopas having Mario heads. And in the original Super Nintendo game, the only way you could save your game data is by pressing one of the colored switches, one of the ghost houses, or one of the fortresses that houses a Reznor or one of the Koopalings, where you in order to save your data. Thankfully, that was fixed in the Game Boy Advance port, where you can save anywhere at any time. And also in the Super Nintendo game, Luigi was basically a lazy Mario swap. Yep. Luigi was basically a lazy palette swap of Mario. Thankfully, that was fixed in Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World and the Game Boy Advance version, where Luigi actually got his own sprite. And the Game Boy Advance port also includes voice samples. Not as much compared to Super Mario Bros. 2 for Game Boy Advance, which is actually the first Super Mario Advance on GBA. And Luigi was basically a second player in the original game. But in the remake, you can actually switch between Mario and Luigi on the fly. Yep, you can actually switch between Mario and Luigi at any time, which adds some really unique gameplay elements and a bit of fun challenge. Because Mario's jump is basically abrupt, but he runs a lot faster than Luigi. Luigi, on the other hand, is a bit slower than his brother Mario, but actually jumps higher than his more famous older brother. Believe it. And when you actually get to the final castle in King Koopa stage, you actually fight the Big Cheese himself. And everybody has done this, including myself. You actually have to stomp on the Mecha Koopas in order to actually kick them to Bowser's head. And Bowser gets hit because of that. And you have to hit him on the head 6 times with those Mecha Koopas. And once you defeat Bowser, you rescue the princess. You know, Princess Peach, aka Princess Toadstool. And Mario, Luigi, the princess, and the Yoshis all return to Dinosaur Island for a much needed celebration. Well, what do I think of Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2? The colors are more detailed. The sprite animation is more fluid. And the death animation always gives me a good laugh. Especially in the Game Boy Advance port. When they would say, "Oh, Mamma Mia!" Mamma Mia! That's always a good laugh. Hearing those voice samples during that death animation. Well, you actually, in the game, original SNES game, once you save your data and then turn off the system and then turn it back on, all of your lives have reset. Thankfully that was fixed in the Game Boy Advance port, where you actually have all your lives saved along with the game data. I highly recommend you play this game for a good challenge. And it also has the Game Boy Advance version of Mario Brothers. You know, that arcade game from 1983, which introduced Luigi. Easily one of the best characters to come out of Nintendo. Okay, that should be enough for the video for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment. And as always, amigos, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, sayonara, adios, and arrivederci. And make sure you click that bell icon so you'll get notified when I upload new videos. And I'll be back with another video shortly, so stay tuned.